the live streaming
We
button.
are from
Positive Vibes Enterprise.
And we are
An innovative type spiritual group that's going to bring new spiritual theories and techniques to the world. I'm basically a spiritual pioneer, and I got somebody that's with me, my partner, Michelle, who is really good at the paranormal and
the spiritual understanding of logic using reason and emotion. Also, I am a psychic medium and I do readings and teach you how to tone in on the gut intuition of self, because we come in alone and we go out alone, and the spiritual is very important to build, and it's something that you don't just build once in a while. This is an everyday lifestyle to get strong mentally, physically, and emotionally.
And the reason the two of us wanted to start this website is we feel we have a lot as a pair to contribute to the understanding of the spiritual, um, to the public, the understanding of the spiritual. Basically, I'm a spiritual pioneer. I've always been on the have been focused extremely hard on the spiritual because I'm not really that capable in a lot of other areas. So I've sort of like had to go with what I could do.
Walking and talking are two different things, and when you walk and talk, then your life begins to move in a spiritual direction. Tom has been on that spiritual journey as well as I have been. Trauma. Let's talk a little bit about trauma in life. Makes people crumble, make people weak, or it makes them stronger. It makes them survivors. It makes them tough. Now, where that lies with you, that's what you can hone in and train yourself. If you feel like you're a little weak in some areas and you need to buff up on your mental abilities to speak out your voice and not let people take advantage of you, we are here to help you understand those things, because we walk what we talk, and that's why we're able to have this website open.
Yes, I've been developing an astrology system for over 30 years. And at the same time I was developing a new astrology system, I was developing better training techniques, meditative training techniques, to give me the strength to be able to go in directions other people are not able to go. When you're a spiritual pioneer, you have to go places that people are not able to. You have to do things people do not do. So you have to develop techniques that are different from any that are out there, that are more effective. And over a period of 30 years, you can get very good at developing things if that's your whole focus. And that's what you feel you're here for in this world. You don't have any other occupation for you because the world does not offer you anything but the spiritual as your means of survival.
Even if you have occupations, you still need to put your spiritual sense into whatever you are doing. If you're not happy in what you are doing, obviously your spirit is going to start hurting, creating physical ailments inside your body. Another thing that we bring is holistic tools and things that you can use. Like, for instance, I have a crystal healer, selenite, and it is wonderful to get rid of negative energies. I use crystals for different things of your chakra balancing, emotions. Tom uses the physicals with his techniques of the dumbbell swings, his meditative walks. We have different techniques that you can try for yourself to see if they work for you, to help you understand yourself in building that strength, that intensity that's inside of you. We all have that.
Yes, I have had a lot of practice pushing the edge spiritually. I have lived on the survival level an awful lot in my life. And the survival level is where one can connect the most psychically, the most spiritually. to what's around you. Because what happens is when you are in a very vigilant state because you're concerned about your survival, you're going to sense things a lot more keenly. You're going to be a lot more aware of potential dangers, of potential problems. Especially if you do that a long time, you get very good at it. And especially if you use meditative techniques that are really good, you're going to get really good at sensing things and becoming aware of what's out there. And we can do amazing things in the spiritual area. We can become amazingly aware. People think they're out of control. They don't have much control over what's happening, that all these terrible things can happen and they won't sense or be aware of the dangers and they'll just happen to them. Well, you can develop an awareness of potential dangers by training yourself to be that way.
And you can also be aware of what you are inviting around your energies as well. Because if you dwell on, the negative, then that's exactly what's going to draw in is the negative. You want to push out the negative and pull in the positive by thinking, being conscious of your strength, your ability spiritually to have that confidence to know what you're doing in your mundane everyday life.
And a lot of the times what you may seem negative is actually positive. It's sort of like a challenge to overcome. So when you face adversity, you have to think of it as an opportunity, as an obstacle. If you get on the other side of, that's where all the opportunities and positive energy is. So you have to figure out how to get around these obstacles or how to overcome these obstacles because they're actually making you stronger and putting you in a position where there's going to be a lot more positive to come. So you can't when things get rough or things get hard, you have to look at it in the sense of what is positive in this situation? How can I make the most of it? And not let it get you down, because everything that happens can be turned to your advantage if you can figure it out. And you have to do the mental gymnastics to figure out how can I see this as a positive situation, and how can I take advantage of the fact that I am experiencing something and I can learn from and I can actually gain strength from.
Now, and part of the paranormal side of what I'm going to be talking about is exactly what we're talking about, the positive in and the negative out. There's a lot of logical things that happen with the paranormal. If it all starts with you, with the negative inside of you, and if it builds and builds and there's so much negative, it attracts also negative things, and then that becomes the paranormal and things that kind of watch you, haunt you, stalk you. But the reality is we are the light. We are strong enough to literally pull in the positive and push out the negative. So there's ways and trainings that we will talk about too to logically help with any kind of paranormal problems that you might be experiencing. Now, what is also important on this website is that we will always put logic and reality-based theories and ideas that will not be flighty, or there's no gurus, or there's no things that we want to pinpoint a focus on. It is all about you, your spiritual power, your spiritual understanding of self, and also actions. Because it's hard to do it every day. It's hard to train new habits. Habits means that you have to literally do it for yourself and continually do it until you see the change. Because change is change in perception. And once you can change your perception, you can change.
The spiritual is extremely complicated, and if you're like a spiritual pioneer, so I may have developed all these spiritual theories and techniques and so forth, but that doesn't make me guru-like, because the more you develop things in the spiritual, the more you understand how complicated it is, how overwhelmingly tricky it is, how it's always an enigma to a certain amount. And a spiritual pioneer is always dealing with the enigma and trying to figure out how to untangle it. And it's a constant process. It never stops.
It's an independent process as well. We do it independently for ourselves with like-minded help.
And the thing is, you have to have the attitude. It's not like I'm the guru, I'm in a special place. you always have to think, I have to keep working at it. I have to keep trying. It's an endless process. If I'm not trying to get better, how can I be an example to other people to try to get better? And I have to do it anyway, because as soon as I stop trying to get better, I'm not going to be effective spiritually anymore. That's when I lose my effectiveness.
We are all not perfect. We all evolve as we go forward. And we all grow in that like minded sense that we all are unique snowflakes and we all have a gift and something to offer the world. It's just a matter of looking inside, looking in the mirror of self, and taking a moment to love yourself and spiritually trust what your gut, what your body, what your essence is telling you, what it's learning, what you need to avoid, and what you need to change to make a better environment, to suck the positive in and get the negative out.
And this is pretty much a summation of what this website's going to be all about. And we have been going through a long waiting period. It's been really challenging just to get ourselves to become live.
And we're very thankful you're all here with us. We have many, many, many topics that we would like to explore with you. And our website allows you to ask questions, and we can go into those topics and help you out understand what they mean and what you can do.
And we do not mind you challenging us, questioning us, and we will always try to give you reasonable answers, because we're very reality-based. So therefore, we expect there to be reason for what we tell you. And so we're going to try to explain the reason for it and try to give you something that's actually practical in the real world. We're not much into this kind of imaginative, crazy stuff that it's very hard to apply to this world. Because to me, if you're not good spiritually in the present, in this physical world that is challenging, then you're not going to be good anywhere else, because your capabilities spiritual capabilities have to start here and right now, where you're at and what you're dealing with.
With your actions, because actions speak louder than words, and thoughts are things, and emotions equal EMC squared, energy, matter, information, all the same thing and different forms. So yes, look forward to daily giving insights and hearing insights and working with you at gaining more strength, and also teaching us a thing or two.
Okay. I appreciate you listening, and I hope to see you back with when we live stream again, which will be very soon.
Very soon.